Namaste, witchlings. How are we today? It's Thursday. It's fucking Thursday already. Where's this week gone? Holy cheese whiz. What am I doing? I am going to do something real quick. There's this. Fingers are chilly. Okay. I'm only slightly disorganized today, so we're doing better than usual. But apparently still, very yawny. Turn the sound off on on my phone. Okay. Turn the wick. That's what I forgot to order. I will do that tonight. So we all know that Di is of the ACAB camp, but I did grow up knowing that my dad had been a county sheriff's deputy shortly after I was born. I was really young. So, I do understand that while the system is flawed and needs to be revamped, and a large percentage of police officers are the kids in high school who, got off on being bullies and now they get paid to be bullies, and they tend to be no worries, and they tend to be, paid to be racist pricks. So, they're just overgrown bullies on a fucking power trip. Some of them genuinely are just decent human beings who went into policing because they wanted to help people. Um, we we had an incident here in my town yesterday. Well, actually, the culmination of the incident was here in my town yesterday. It started. I have to map it. Hold on. I feel stupid. I meant to check this earlier. But basically, there was a high speed chase that started a fair distance away. That while I'm chatting, I will check how far. Um, and they barreled down the freeway at speeds in excess of 100 miles an hour. So, 25 miles from here. Okay, so 25 miles. They started in Bellevue, ended up here in the valley. At one point, they came tearing off I-90 and tore through the next town over, which might as well be part of my town. We're very similar to Eugene, Springfield, Oregon. Barreled through the town, came back up on 90, wrecked one car, stole another, came back out and decided to go east on the westbound freeway. Came off the freeway, I think in downtown North Bend here. Yes, again, I have actually said what town I'm in. At about that time, I was leaving the grocery store. Oh, one moment.
Oh, I didn't see the sign.
the boys checking in on me. I forgot to put my signs up saying I was live. But about the time that they came, that this was all happening, I had gone grocery shopping. So I saw one unit heading towards the freeway. And then I took the back roads home, so I wasn't on the main streets. And then I got home, and it was time to take Took out. Backing up, I took the other two dogs out in the backyard to go potty. And as I got home, I saw at least one other unit go booking towards downtown. And I'm like, something's not right. And then as I'm standing in the living room catching up with Warren about, what was going on, we hear two more. This is not normal. Then we hear the helicopter. This is not normal. Then I take the other two dogs out, and while I'm out with them, I hear, "We are the police, we will catch you, blah, 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 something, something." And I'm like, shit's getting interesting. Because I, at the time, thought it was the unit that I heard going through the roundabout that's right over here by our house. And I'm like, this is going to be fun when I take Took for his walk. So I get him leashed up, and we get headed out, and I tell hubby, hey, check in with the North Bend Rants and Raves Facebook group, because I'm willing to bet somebody's posted in there about what's going on. And sure enough, somebody had, but he didn't get in there yet. By the time I was, across the street and down the block to the roundabout, I had. And I'm checking in, and I'm like, oh boy, this is fun. Hello, puppy man. Sarge came in to say hi. And so, I'm checking out what's going on. Come to find out that this vehicle chase had ended basically at the road that Took and I end up coming out at. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be interesting. Because what I had heard was the chopper telling the guy that they were tracking with the chopper, because he was along the river, give up now, we are the police, we will catch you, and if you don't decide to give up now, we're going to let the dogs loose, they will bite you and it's going to hurt. That is what they said. Multiple people have said on Facebook that is what they were saying, and I'm going, oh my God. So Took and I had an adventure. We saw, as we were walking, two more units pass us. Before we could get out, three more had come through. There was a total of, I believe, 14 different units over at the bridge. I'm not giving more details than that. Over at the bridge where they finally caught the guy. But I'm just going, oh my gosh. We don't usually have this much excitement in town. So yeah, yesterday was an adventure. So the reason I'm telling you all of this is while systemic racism and stupidity runs rampant in most police forces, they do go out there putting their lives on the line because, well, people are stupid. Today's candle, I am honestly lighting for the good ones, the few there are. May they come home safe to their families tonight. We had a Washington State trooper just in the last couple of weeks killed on I-5 in a hit and run. I think it was a hit and run. But he was plowed into. He was same age as my kids. And I'm just like, oof. So yeah. Well, I am not a huge fan of most cops. I'm military. I've been there. I put my life on the line for people who didn't deserve it. Um, out of curiosity, can you hear the music playing in the background? Now we shall begin. Oof. Excuse me. Oh, man. Yep, I did that, so now I gotta do this. Boom. There it is. Haha. Alright. Recently I have not been going full screen with my camera, and I just did today because, well, I'm tired of not doing it. So, I had to use my keyboard to bring my notes up. What's up, pup? You want back out? Give me a sec. Come here, puppy. I'll open the door. Run free. Oh, you want to have two tuckers? Go on. Are you leaving or are you staying? Make up your mind. Okay, I hear you. Close the door again then. He has a way of letting me know that he wants to be pet. So today's first card, we have the Nine of Wands. Call on God. He's slimy. I think Luna's been drooling on him. Forgot to scroll my notes up. What? We have the Nine of Wands. You've got your fighting gear ready. Your wands are all stacked up neatly in a wall of defense, backing you up. You're prepared for a good fight. It's time to wrap them knuckles and get dirty. There's a battle ahead, so do not compromise. You have the strength and courage to stand your ground and defend what you have built. Next, whack! He's got a wet spot. Hold on. We have the Nine of Swords. Do I have something in here I can wipe you off with, buddy? No, I do not. That figures. Okay. Nine of Swords. The swords hang high up of your head, and you are wide awake at night. You can't sleep as your mind is just consumed with anxiety, despair, and an impending feeling of doom. Maybe you're going through something truly terrible, or maybe you've been building up an obstacle to be larger than it actually is. Have we been building mountains out of molehills? Either way, it's okay to feel scared or anxious. Talk about it with someone that you trust and truly try to look toward the future. And then finally, got heels on. We have the Seven of Swords. Oh, I did it. That way, now you can see it. Seven of Swords. Sometimes in life, we cannot be completely open and honest. A little lie, even just one of omission, may be tactfully required in a challenging situation. Maybe you are dealing with a truly awful coworker or, like me, an abusive relationship, and you need some secrets to keep yourself safe. Just be careful that your deceit isn't hurting yourself or others, and that it truly is the best way to deal with the situation at hand. We actually discussed this in my DBT class last week, or the week before, because we were discussing honesty and lying, and the video mentioned if you have to. We watched a video discussing this, and the video mentioned if you have to lie, and make sure you're mindful about it. And our facilitator asked if anybody had any comments about it, and she said that a lot of people had commented on that part, and asked if any of us could think of a time when you would have to lie. And I'm like, "Ooh, yeah, I've had to save my ass by telling a lie, because if I told my incubator certain things, or to an extent my ex-husband, if I were honest with either of them about certain things, oh, my life would have been very miserable. I could not be honest with them about some things. Oh, gee, my sexuality with my mother. I mean, when I came out to my dad and I love my dad. He had the best reaction to my coming out. My coming out story. It's kind of adorable. This is back in the days of MySpace, and I was open and honest on MySpace. And I brought up my profile on his laptop, and I just pointed to it, and I'm like, just look. And he's like, your point? I've known for years, and I'm like, he's like, just don't tell your mother; she'll disown you. Hello. What do you need? What would you like to ask? I am open for questions. I will wait a moment for you to ask. There you are. My gut says very possibly, but without actually doing a one on one session with you, I don't know. I would have to actually do either a pendulum reading or a tarot reading for you. There's a QR code in the upper left hand corner of the screen. Go ahead and scan the code, go to the website, and book a session. I would be more than happy to do a session with you. Oh, yeah. So, moving on to our oracle cards. Oh, that was a G. Moving on to our oracle cards. To go with our Nine of Wands, saying, we are fighting to, let's see, what are we fighting for here? We are standing our ground and defending what we have built. We are also ignoring the pain. Well, yeah, generally that's what we're doing if we're fighting. To go with being scared and anxious but needing to look towards the future, it is for the higher good, generally. And then, you know, um, lies of omission, telling little white lies, not being entirely honest just to save our own asses. It's saying you don't love me. Why? I would say, hmm, why does that go together? Something doesn't work here. I'm curious. Ah, you know what? The person you are having to not be truthful with, they may say they love you, but they do not. That's what my gut is saying here. Oof. And honestly, this is, coming from a history of massive trauma. People who claimed they loved me, but hurt me constantly. Let me tell you, love should not hurt. If someone is hurting you, they do not love you. I don't care what they say. Sorry. Like, I have things hanging and I picked something up and caught what I was hanging. But if someone truly does love you and they are causing you pain, no. Especially if you have told them repeatedly that what they are doing is causing pain and they do not stop, that's not love, honey. That is not love. That they're using you for their own whatever purposes. Whether it's to soothe and prop up their ego or for their image or whatever, Doesn't matter. It is not love. Moving on. Today's rune is Urus, inverted. So it's upside down today. There's Uruz. The divinity for Urus is Urd, U-R-D, the goddess of past, and one of the three Norns. Ur-Uz. I did pronounce it correctly. The symbol is the cow. The element is earth. The tree is birch. The plant is Iceland moss. Not just moss, but Iceland moss. The stone is azurite, and the color is dark blue. And the animal is the cow and cattle in general. And, well, considering the symbol is the cow, I am not surprised that the animal is the cow. Right, good, happy, frickin' joy. So, be alert. Watch for opportunities in disguise. I am so a child of the 80s because my brain just went to the Transformers. It may appear that your own strength is being used against you. Take heart. There's always a beginning, a middle, and end, followed by a new beginning. Beware of signs of weakness or threats to your person or position. Keep your eyes peeled. Be aware that you may miss a chance to change your life. The connection with strength also suggests that there may be a physical or mental weakness, a short illness, or lack of strength. This could be a good opportunity to review your diet, reduce your stress, or even start taking some new vitamins. In relationships, this rune inverted. I can talk. Really, I can. Inverted Urus often speaks of low self-esteem, submissiveness, and a tendency to play the second fiddle in your relationships. It can also signify a very vulnerable and sensitive person. Another meaning is passivity and a cool off coming after the active phase of a relationship. It teaches you not to give. I have no idea. Urus teaches not to give on circumstances. I have no idea what that means. I have a feeling it's a typo. And clueless. Anyway, believe that with some effort, you can always achieve a great and healthy relationship, which is true. In work, in work, in an inverted position, this rune can be interpreted as a lack of motivation for the intended activities, as well as a rather high probability of missing a favorable opportunity to realize your own plans. So, and besides this, the inverted urus can be perceived as advice to avoid any changes, since, under the current circumstances, it's only going to bring misfortune. Another meaning is advice to involve someone else in your business in whom you can be sure that the person is professional enough. Makes sense. So, our key takeaways with the inverted urus is weakness, obsession, a misdirected force, domination by others, sickness, inconsistency, and ignorance, lust, brutality, rashness, callousness, and violence, sorrow, forfeiture, a serious need for restraint, forfeiture, illness, wasted effort, and injury. And yet again, I failed to do my proofreading on my voice to texting. Because we are to our goddess of the day. And while I know what she is, my computer did not hear me. So today's goddess is one of my favorites. And I know I say that quite frequently, but today's goddess really is. Plunk. All right. Today's goddess is one of the mother goddesses. We have Gaia. Gaia is the connection to nature, and she is Greek. However, the Roman version is Terra. Am I the only one who, when they hear the name Terra, thinks of Teen Titans and the character Terra? Terra's power in Teen Titans is earthquakes. Why she's named Terra? But hey. Her mythology. She was born of the universal chaos that existed before everything else. Gaia is the mother goddess who created all life, according to Greek mythology. The embodiment of Mother Earth herself, she created the mountains, the sea, and the sky. Keep note of the fact that she created the sky. The sky was named Uranus, and she took him as a lover. Together, Gaia and Uranus had powerful children, the Titans, including Kronos, also known as the Time. Gaia was so in love with the world that she was creating with her children that Uranus became wildly jealous. Growing tired of him, she created a sickle and gave it to her son Kronos to take care of the problem. Damn, that is one fucked up family. Kronos used it to cut off Uranus's genitals. When Uranus's blood fell into the sea, more children in the Greek pantheon sprang up, including the Furies, the Giants, and the Nymphs. Gaia existed prior to Zeus and all of the other gods. They are the children of her children. Gaia represents wild and raw nature, and she is associated with expressing her rage through earthquakes to remind us that the earth is a living presence. Wasn't I just saying that was the character Terra's powers on Teen Titans? The Greeks built many temples near deep chasms in the ground to connect more closely with her. Her most sacred temple was in Delphi. Followers worshipped her by offering barley and honey cakes in her sacred caves or in holes inside the ground. They performed these rituals before harvesting or extracting from the earth. Call on Gaia when you need nurturing support through a tough time in your life. Empower yourself through nature by going outside or planting your bare feet on the earth. This is called earthing or grounding, usually referred to as earthing by the younger generation right now. My nose, oh, it's driving me nuts. So, mother of all living things on earth, Gaia appears before you as a sign to return to nature. You need to get grounded by reconnecting with the earth. Try planting your feet on the natural ground, going for a hike, or taking a forest bath. If you do not know what a forest bath is, basically that means just kind of safely and wisely, i.e., don't go wandering into the forest where there are known bears, cougars, wildcats of any kind. Be smart, carry bear spray or whatever. Go for a walk in the woods and just absorb it. Stand there and just let yourself take in nature. Helps. Go back to Mother Earth for the answers you are seeking. Such a nice thing. Unfortunately, I am not an earthy one, despite technically being an earth sign. I'm a saltwater baby. I ground with salt water. Because again, I was born on the southern coast of Oregon. The house we lived in until I was 3-ish, we could see the ocean from our windows. Oh. And I have been one that, anytime I desperately needed to ground, I go to the ocean. It's just my thing. Salt water, just Love it. And our Namaste of the day, our Namaste card, we are doing self-love affirmations because self-love is important. You know what? Here's my other card. Practicing positive affirmations about the day. I can read, really, I can. Practice positive affirmations about yourself throughout the day, such as I am amazing. I am strong. I am healthy. Or I made someone smile today. Write these down somewhere that you can see them to remind yourself of your positive attributes and thoughts. Mine are here. Self love affirmations can be a powerful emotional healing tool as they can transform a negative self image into a positive self image. Self love affirmations can help you increase your sense of power, reduce stress, and experience personal fulfillment. Another thing I do along the same lines is this: I have bath crayons that I use to write messages to myself on my bathroom mirror. Most recently, and I haven't done it since the last time we did a deep clean on the bathroom, I took some of the 8 limbs of yoga, such as Santosha and Ahimsa. Ahimsa is non harming, Santosha is, how do I translate it? Peace. Um, not necessarily peace, but the English word is not coming to mind for me right now. Thank you, random access memory. But just things like that. I write little things like that for myself on the mirror so that when I brush my teeth or when I'm doing my makeup or anytime I'm looking in the mirror, I see these things and remind myself. For a long time, I would write messages like, I am beautiful, I am kind, I am compassionate. That's what this card is telling us to do. And then, before I move on to the self compassion I picked for the day, this one sits out. And it's the self compassion mantra because self compassion is equally as important as self love. So we are going to place your hands on your heart. You're going to close your eyes and take a deep breath and say to yourself, may I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be safe. May I be loved. That 3 times, 4 times, correction. That is a self compassion meditation. It's a very common one. I have this card with that, as you can see. That is exactly what I just read to you. And this one sits out where I can see it every day to remind me. And then today's self compassion act is to rest on your laurels. Think of a successful experience from your life. Just one. I'm sure you've had at least one. Think of a successful experience from your life. How do you and others deserve credit? I got my yoga teacher certification. How do I deserve credit? I did it. I did not miss a single class. I did not miss a single assignment, and I did it. I want to say I did it all by myself, but I can't say that because I did it with the support of my absolutely amazing husband, my classmates, my friends, and family. Because without their love and support, I wouldn't have been able to do it. So there you have it. That is how I and others deserve credit. And let me put this away because I am working on, they're spicy here, working on making sure I clean up after myself when I do things. Otherwise, I end up with chaos like I have over here. You guys can't see it, but trust me, it's there. And then we have Mr. Rogers. This one goes out to my kiddo today because the kiddo is going through some difficult stuff. It always helps to have people we love beside us when we have to do difficult things in life. It really does. Mr. Rogers was a very wise man, and I say that every day. So, what difficult things are you coping with in your life today? Do you have someone or someones that you love around you to help you cope with it? I hope you do. And that, my friends, is today's daily draw. It is currently 20 minutes after 2 for me. Well, about that. Nope, quarter after 2. My clock here is a little fast and I keep forgetting that. So it is quarter after 2. Today we have podcast in about 2 hours. You know what? I'm going to bump that back to 5 o'clock Pacific time because there's some stuff I gotta do today because we have a wedding this weekend. My darling sister-in-law is getting married and we are going to be attending, so we have some things we have to take care of before we can go. So podcast will be at 5 o'clock. I know what we are discussing. I am not spilling the beans on that yet. Fair warning, it will be preceded by a trigger warning. So yeah, be fair warned. Then tomorrow be back here 1:30 for daily draw, and then 8 o'clock tomorrow night Pacific time for our Friday night guided meditation or Yiga Nodra. Fuck my brain. Yoga Nidra Asana, the peel. And then, like I said, Saturday we are not doing yoga this week because of the wedding. I will not be home again. And then back to normal schedule next week. I hope you all have a fantabulous, wonderful, magical day. Spread love, spread joy, spread kindness. And I will see you for the podcast. I love you all.